Who would have thought, man, that Oda-sensei would have the 5 elders descend upon the Straw Hats at the end of Egghead, and that too in their beast and awakened forms. Introducing the final villains right within Egghead itself means we're now fully diving into the Final Saga. In the last-to-last chapter, Frankie himself mentioned it. 5 elders, an admiral, CP0, Seraphim, and ships blocking them all around. It's incredible to see how Oda-sensei has designed such an intense ending for Egghead. At the end of every arc, something big always happens, but this time it feels like it's on a whole new level. This time, everything has gotten so intense because the next arc is bound to be even more mysterious and epic. We're heading to Elbaff, the land of giants. But for some reason, everyone seems to be focused on making Usopp a hero there. Let me explain why Usopp is being hyped up so much in Elbaff. Look, Luffy's dream is to become the Pirate King, meaning he wants to collect the One Piece. Sanji's dream is to see the All Blue, something that every chef dreams of. Zoro's dream is to become the strongest swordsman, which the outside world values. When Luffy collects the One Piece, he'll become the Pirate King, and when Sanji sees the All Blue, his dream will come true, which other chefs acknowledge. You already know that when Zoro becomes the strongest swordsman, the world will recognize him, but Usopp's dream is to become the brave warrior of the sea. Now tell me, when would someone be called a brave warrior of the sea? This means that Usopp's dream and his outlook on life need to grow. Elbaff is where the greatest warriors of the sea reside in One Piece, which is why Usopp calls it the land of my dreams. It took over 1100 chapters to get to this arc, so just think about how grand it's going to be. But the biggest challenge in Usopp's dream is how far he'll need to go to become a great warrior of the sea. Maybe we'll discover all of this in Elbaff, because Elbaff is essentially Usopp's arc. At the end of chapter 1123, Usopp was the only one celebrating among the Straw Hats, and it's possible that this arc will bring his biggest transformation yet, from zero to hero. Not that Usopp isn't already strong, but in this arc, he might become something else entirely, maybe even reaching a godlike level. His slingshot, which he uses to launch stones, has already received a significant upgrade, but I feel that after getting some technology from Egghead, like help from Vegapunk, who's a genius scientist, Usopp might get an even more powerful weapon. In Elbaff, for Usopp to undergo such a transformation, his weapon needs to be incredibly strong beforehand. And don't forget, Lilith is with them, who told the Straw Hats that Vegapunk is still alive within her. Lilith can help Usopp a lot in upgrading his weapon. Elbaff will also showcase some powerful Haki. We already saw Joy Boy's Haki at the end of Egghead, and many secrets will be revealed in Elbaff, where we'll also witness some extraordinary Haki. We saw how much Luffy's Haki evolved in Wano. You understand what I'm trying to say? Right? In Elbaff, we're likely to see Usopp's Haki development, and possibly everyone else's too. But I believe Usopp's Haki growth will be especially significant. Everyone's speculating that we might see Luffy versus Shanks in Elbaff, but I think instead of fighting, imagine if the Red Hair Pirates end up training the Straw Hats, and the training would likely be related to Haki, because we saw a few chapters ago how Joy Boy's Haki was released at such a high level that it was unbelievable. Luffy might not be able to use Haki at Joy Boy's level yet, and neither can Shanks. It's said that Shanks can't use it either, so perhaps Shanks will train Luffy to reach his level, or someone else might train him. That being said, the chances of Shanks training Luffy are slim in my opinion, because Blackbeard's next target is Wano. He's learned everything about the ancient weapons, and I think Shanks is about to go after Blackbeard to stop him. I said Blackbeard's next target will be Wano because Pluton is in Wano, and you know about that. Also, Kaido is still there. Imagine if Blackbeard stole Kaido's devil fruit. That would be insane, because Blackbeard is known as a devil fruit thief. Kaido also has a Pone Lif, if you remember correctly. So who will train Luffy? The possible answer could be Scopper Gaban, because you might know that Gaben was on the same level as Rayleigh, so it's possible that he could train Luffy for the future. Now that we're talking about ancient weapons, let's also talk about Imeth. What's going to happen to him? The Straw Hats are heading to Elbaff, but Imp stayed behind on Egghead. In chapter 1125, we weren't told what happened to Imeth, but in chapter 1123, smoke was coming out of his left hand, and Luffy thanked him, but Imeth didn't reply. So has Imeth fallen asleep forever now? But Imeth played a huge role on Egghead, driving away all those animals. Whether it was with Joy Boy's Haki or something else, what he did was unbelievable. After Ohara's Buster Call, the people of Ohara sacrificed everything to save their books. When Jaguar D Sol escaped with Nico Robin, she thought he died, but he hadn't. Now we're going to learn a lot of knowledge from Ohara's books in Elbaff. Just imagine, Ohara had made significant progress in their research into the Void Century, and all those people gave their lives to save the books. Sol took those books to Elbaff, and if Oda-sensei reveals the knowledge within them, will make huge strides forward. Many mysteries that weren't fully revealed in Egghead will likely come to light fate in Elbaff. We'll learn more about Nika, the sun god, who the giants keep referring to when they call Luffy Nika. Luffy doesn't fully understand this yet, but maybe he will in Elbaff. So far, all we know about Nika is that he was a sun god, worshipped by slaves in ancient times, and the fruit Luffy awakened is the same fruit Joy Boy had during the Void Century. The world government is also very interested in this fruit. At first, it was called the Gomu Gomu no Mi, but its real name is the Hito Hito Mi. The government wants to hide this fruit because it has something special and no one knows what it is yet. As for Koby, in chapter 1122, he said that he would stop Luffy from achieving his dream, and this has caused a lot of controversy in the community. People are saying that Koby isn't strong enough to challenge Luffy. There's even a comparison being made between Garp and Roger, how they were rivals just like Koby and Luffy are becoming now. Koby's statement feels a bit weird, especially since Luffy was the one who taught Koby how to pursue his dreams. However, if Koby is truly determined, his willpower might affect his Haki, which is controlled by one's will. Koby might indeed become an obstacle for Luffy, though not much more than that. One thing we didn't notice is when Akainu called from Marine HQ to talk about Egghead, Kizaru answered the call while everyone else had passed out. Haki should have affected everyone, but how did Kizaru survive? Either Kizaru is so strong that Joy Boy's Haki couldn't affect him, or as I've heard elsewhere, Kizaru is such a close friend of Vegapunk that Joy Boy's Haki didn't target him because he's considered an ally. That's all I could gather. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, like it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.